Welcome to part 4. Now, in part 4, we have to put the controls in. Now, the thing is, I was hoping to do this on camera, but it took me so long. It took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I thought I can't justify, you watching me do that for an hour and a half. So what I'm going to do is explain what I did. Now, how it should turn out is like this. Now, before I go any further, I have to explain the reason you can see the legs of the tripod is that the mount I had for the camera, I tried to adjust it, and I pulled the shelf. It was connected to a shelf, and I pulled the shelf off, which has my radio and everything on it, and all my tools and things. And I just spent a day and a half putting everything back together again. So until I find a better way, just put up with the legs with the tripod, can you? Okay, right, so this is how it's going to look when you've finished it. Now, it's not glued on, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, I'll put this to one side just for a moment. So you have your A-frame there, okay, and what you have to do, it tells you in the instructions the dimensions of bending the wire, these bits of wire here. Okay, when you've got them into a hook shape, you then have to twist them 30 degrees, which I did. I got a protractor and I actually twisted it exactly 30 degrees. So when you come to fit it, when the rod is in an upright position, that control arm is at 30 degrees to that vertical. Does that make sense? So if you've got that rod there vertical, yeah, this control here should be 30 degrees to that upright, and it's not particularly difficult to do. What the difficult bit is that you have to glue this in here with this rod through it. You have to snake this rod. No, you have to snake this piece onto the rod first, then glue this in and snake the rod through that, so it now goes through two bits of wood, and then you have to put washers either side of it. Okay, and I'm just going to let you have a good look at that. You can pause it if you want to. Now, once you've done that, you have to get the string provided and measure it out 70 centimeters, or if you like 700 millimeters, 70 centimeters. Okay, and then you go in this end, along here, and out this end, and have them coming out equal lengths. Okay, right, once you've done that, you come back to your fuselage. Okay, and then what you need to do, that rod goes through the middle hole of each servo. You got to get them both in. Now, it's a bit fiddly, but I have done it once or twice, just practicing. This is broadly how I do it. Get the one in, hold the control, get the other one in, and they might pop out, but that's the risk you take. Get them to seat in. Okay, now the string becomes a bit of a complication, but it's not too bad. Now you've got those rods in those middle holes, and then you've got to wiggle it a little bit till it sort of seats in and flat. Okay, so it's like that, like that. Okay, now once you've got it there and you know it fits, you now got to glue that in, which means you've got to glue both parts. Okay, so you take it out, you don't need dry fit. You take a Yoo-hoo pour, okay, and you go down to about there. Now, I'm going to wipe some of that off. Take this away. Okay, spread that out. Whatever you've got excess, put on the rod side, making sure you don't get the string involved. Okay, it's right down there, because then it becomes more of a contact adhesive. Okay, just let that set for a few minutes. While you're waiting for that to set, go to the battery bay and look for part P6, the plastic part. Okay, that is just a sticker for where it just shows you where the battery goes. All right, now I've just twisted these cables together just to keep them neat and tidy and out of my way. So you put that sticker on. There's no real, I can't see any real reason to put the sticker on, but you put the sticker on and there it goes in there like that. Okay, now coming back to the controls. Now really you need this to go off a little bit longer than what I'm leaving it, but I'm hoping to make this quite a short video, because then I can edit it and remount the overhead camera tomorrow, ready to do part 5. So we've got to get those rods into centre holes. I know my fingers are in the way, there's nothing much I can do about that. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it goes straight in, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. And it's come out the other side. Oh dear. What I may do is there you go, and square it up by eye. You've got to make sure that those two rods are vertical, which I'll show you in just a minute when I've got that in place. Get the string out of the way. Okay. It's just about right. Square that up. Right. So far that's probably been the most fiddly bit. Okay, come forward. So you see how that rod is. So I'm going to push that forward slightly until that rod's vertical. That's just got to come back slightly. Okay. Right, so now you'll see that that rod is vertical on both sides. It doesn't look like it's very strong, but once that's gone off it should be okay. It's not under, you know, really great stress, so at least I hope it's not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end that there now and let that go off, and then the next part I believe is the struts, and we'll be getting into that. So I'll do a bit of a dry run with the struts, make sure I've got my head around it correctly and everything, and hopefully also get the overhead camera working properly. So I'll see you in the next part.